Hey you guys, it is almost 9 o'clock at night and my excuse me, my computer's charging capabilities have gotten worse, if possible. Let me see. Can you see me better this way? Is it the same? I don't know. Anyways, sitting up on a box here. Let's move. I had an excellent day. I got a lot of really good, definitely needed to happen things done. Corbin's room is 100% Corbin's room right now. Like, he's got the TV's in his room, connected to the Xbox. I fixed his lazy boy computer chair that we found on the side of the road. It was broken, and I fixed it because I was on my back cleaning, moving stuff. And I was like, I think I can fix that. So I also put the air conditioner in his window, not because it's necessary, but because it was taking up space. And I wanted like him to come home and have his closet completely emptied, because that was, I mean, it still had my printer in there, some boxes of out of season clothing, Margarita's restaurant hat, just like ridiculous amounts of things, randomness in his closet. So it is done. It's 100% his. He's taken over, and I made his bed all up nice with all clean stuff because his room's actually been MIA since Princess gave birth in his bed. So one of the weekends we stayed together, I slept in his bed and he slept in my bed because I cleaned it, but I just didn't feel right about it yet. What's going on? And then it was clean, so he slept in it, but it wasn't that crisp. Take everything off, fluff it all up, put it back on again situation. Creamy, you look so stressed. I'm guessing it's going to be your birthday in May. He just is staring. He's staring at all of the animals crawling everywhere, and he's like, we don't have enough food to feed you. Like, that's his honest projection. He was eating, and a cat came near it. He hissed at it, and he ran away, and he's just sitting angrily and in a huff, just thinking about how there's not enough food for this entire family. He's insanely annoyed a lot. So, yeah. Shouldn't I just wash my frickin' face? It just feels so grubby. We played basketball today. We played horse. And to break the tie, we played pig. And then Corbin lost, and he's like, no, I want to play farmer. And we were just like throwing out random words, and I asked him a question about a YouTuber, and he kept saying like a joke answer, and I was like, yeah, but like, what is it really? I kept trying to get him on my same level, and he kept throwing out his joke answer like it was serious, and I was so annoyed. I was like, I don't feel like playing anymore. I'm going home. So that's literally why I went home. We were done playing at that point. So I came home and we found out the answer together, and he was on the phone for like a very, very long time. I think it was like half an hour to an hour. Like, he got off the phone, and then he was on the phone. He has all these friends on MySpace, on Facebook Messenger, and like he video FaceTimes them. So, too cool for school. I served dinner on this tonight. Brussels sprouts were the ears, mine and his, and then steak was the face. And we kind of like pick at the steak, and then I start to feel like I'm eating too much of it, so I portion it out, and I give myself like a few more pieces and him the rest. and then he starts to sneak the Brussels sprouts over to my side. Oh my gosh, it did not mix well with whatever. I had my first Sakara Metabolism energy bar. Not a packet yet. And my stomach, I think, was like in this plant life frame, and I was in knots for a good hour. But I did make my own chocolate, a homemade chocolate. I just bought unsweetened, refined cocoa, or unrefined, I don't know, whatever. Just plain cocoa and coconut oil, a very, very good coconut oil. I got like the Vita Coco. It's in this candle-sized glass container. So I took 1 tablespoon of just cocoa, no sugar, nothing, and 1 tablespoon of the coconut coconut oil, and a squeeze of honey. And I just mixed that all together after I melted the oil and poured it into a mold. Well, it is still not hardened, and I don't know if it ever will, but powder into a semi-solid, you think it would. You think it would. We're working on it though. I room temperature cooled it, and then I moved it to the fridge just for like subtlety's sake. I've done it like too quick, hot to cold, and it made condensation and never set up. So we're working on it. But therein I have a gummy bear mold that I found on the side of the road one day. That I tried to make ice in, and it did not work. They were adorable for 2 seconds and then melted into water right after that. They just did not stand the test of time. And I tried to make Jell-O out of it too, and they did not pop out freely from the mold. It's not really a good silicone for that. So this is my 3rd attempt at using the gummy bear mold for something. I guess I could make gummy bears out of it. I could buy some gelatin, make my own gummies. But what else? Anyways, I had some left over in the measuring cup, and I dipped some apple into it, and it was so good. It was actually disgusting without the honey. And then it's probably 2 teaspoons of honey, but really I just like squirted honey into the mix, and I used my new frother to mix it, and it worked perfectly, and it rinsed clean. Was actually very tasty. Even Corbin liked it. It tasted like a very dark chocolate, and just sweet enough. So it was about 2 teaspoons of that. Like I thought of like 1 teaspoon per tablespoon that I have of stuff in there. We're going to see how it sets up, though. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. It was 8:30 when I put it in, so it's only been in the fridge for half an hour. But on the apples, it was definitely a great pairing. Very, very good pairing. I did not need another apple, though. That was the last thing I needed, was another apple. I had a clementine for breakfast. I had a lot of food. I did a lot of rummaging today, but I didn't have any candy or soda. I had sparkling water, that sparkling ice stuff that my mom got me and Corbin hooked on. We went to camp. She has this RV in, where is it? It's like you're headed to Coos Canyon, but instead of going to Coos Canyon, you hang left. It's like, it's not Roxbury Pond. Where is it? Anyways, it's out there. She got me and Corbin hooked on these sparkling ice, and he didn't even like he won't eat the flavor he got hooked on. It was some kind of a peach drink, and then he learned that it came in different flavors, and he had to try them all, and that's all he drinks. And he will drink some Gatorade sometime, now that it's getting warmer out, but he never wants soda, so that's a great blessing. It's just such a good addiction to be obsessed with sparkling ice. It's literally flavored water, so not gonna argue. The kittens are doing amazing. They're free roaming. There's no off-limits rooms to them. They're just crawling around and being hissed at by Creamy. We are still here. Hi. What are you doing? Lord, my plans for this evening are very, very meager. I'm just going to take a shower and go to bed and be on my phone. Usually what I've been doing though is I go to bed and I'm on my phone until I start to just be like, I feel myself gravely deteriorate. And it's like either I'm like the nastiest scum of life and I'm not going to shower before I go to bed, or I'm going to go right now. It's just like this feeling I get. I just get the creepy crawlies all over me, and I could go to sleep. And I make a conscious decision to wake up and take a shower and go to bed for real. And usually when I go to bed for real, I think I'm going to go back on my phone for a little bit. I have a visitor. And then I don't. Like, I literally pass out. I think that it's really helpful for my falling asleep process. So it's 9 p.m. right now. I'm planning on 11 p.m. Like, at the latest, I'll get into the shower at 11 p.m. And I'll definitely be asleep by midnight. So Corbin's going to text me tomorrow to update me about him being at school or not, because he did stay home from school today. And, yeah, that's it. So I just have to do, like, Corbin's given me, like, that, what is it, order of operations of how I should finish my cleaning, because there's a lot of stuff that was in his room that's now... You're so cruel. Doesn't have a home. She randomly, like, she's been feeding them for not even 3 minutes. They're all relaxed, and then she starts making these weird noises, jumps up, they all look like completely awestruck, and she runs away. Are you going outside? She's going outside. Maybe she heard a mouse. Anyway, so he wants me to do the same thing I did to his room to my room, to take everything out of my room that doesn't belong in there. And then the stuff that needs to go back in, like my dresser, that's where I had the TV in front of me, is now just like in my living room. So that's going to go back in my bedroom. And I only have like one load of laundry, and it's literally a quarter full of socks. It is literally socks. And we bought all the same socks, so they're all pairs. We just have a million gray Hanes socks. So they need to all be washed and put back into a drawer. Because the only reason we would buy more is because we're not cleaning them. It's not because we can't find a pair anymore. We just get the same ones every time. And they wear differently. I actually hate wearing socks after they start to show anywhere, let alone once holes have formed. Am I picky? I think I'm picky. I came home, Raz had his muzzle on, and he was barking from the side of his mouth. So he has learned how to bark with his muzzle on. So, don't know. Might be the end of that. Very short-lived piece of heaven. We will see. I tightened it up. I put it back on him to see how abusive it was and see what he had done, what needs to be done. So there might still be hope, but we'll see. We'll see. But I really don't have anything else to update you on. I'm probably going to talk to you a lot sooner tomorrow because I'm going to make my coffee and be like talking to you. When it was time, like I woke up to my son telling me that he was staying home from school, but he wasn't going to come to see me until 1, and I had to pick him up. And I was just like flatline stressed. I was like, it's my day. Why? I don't want to fight about it, but why not, you know? And he's like, Dad says that if you come get me early, then he's going to pick me up at 8, no matter what. So I was like, it was weird. Like, I made the decision. I was like, I'd rather wait till 1, get things done with my day, than have your dad come pick you up early. Is that weird? I think that's weird because it's half an hour early, or I get him, like, I could either pick him up at 9 and he comes 10, 11, 12. That's 4 hours earlier than he said, and he's going to get him at 8, or I'll wait till 1. And I'll keep him till 8:30. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to argue about it. He seems like he doesn't want to even discuss the matter. We have been dropping him off later and later every single day. He was comfortable and sick, and I just wanted him to, like, recuperate where he was. He was occupied playing Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. So just, like, let it be was my final whatever. And that's when I decided, instead of making a video with my coffee in the morning, which is like a nice, it just didn't feel right. So I cleaned his room instead. The idea, like, was stricken from me. My coffee was just a happenstance. It was not a peaceful part of my morning. It was something I had to do, and I was very sad. Raz, why were you barking when I got home, you jerk? The neighbors were probably having a field day. It was almost 9 o'clock at night. Quiet time starts at 8. And you're definitely not allowed to be barking. I just don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear my landlord tell me again that your dog can't be barking that late at night. Anyways. I will be here tomorrow, most likely, unless some crazy thing happens. Corbin calls me and says he's staying home sick or something, and it ruins my inner chakras. It'll be a different time of day, but I'm planning on whenever I wake up, which could be noon. It could be noon. I have no idea. But we'll see. So, anyways, you guys, thank you so much for sticking with me, and I will see you on my next